let's listen.
The Cure started in 1978 in Crowley, West Sussex in the UK. That's where they came together. And at the beginning of their career, if you know the band, you know that originally they were pretty dark, and their music was kind of one would say gothic or dark. And I think Robert Smith, if I remember it correctly, he got sick of people talking about him being depressing and gothic after a point, and took it as a challenge and changed the music. And probably the reason they're in the Rock Hall today, because he was able to go from those longer gothic type of ballads, dark wave, to a more poppy sound. Songs like Love Cats, Friday I'm in Love, In Between Days, Just Like Heaven. Talk about, as you guys, obviously you have to play those songs, but do you love playing a combination of the Cure? Because I, for one, love the darker stuff.
I think you should play a variety. It's just why they didn't write the same songs, so why should anybody expect only Love Cats or only Disintegration, the song, or 10:15 on a Saturday night? Because they're so versatile, they've done everything, and that's great. He's a great songwriter. Simon contributes too. So it's a blessing. They're lucky, and anybody that gets to play their music is lucky, because you've got so much to choose from. And I think...
what would I say?
What do you think?
I would say that despite what you might guess, even the most hardcore Cure fan in the crowd that probably loves the goth stuff, they're still having a ton of fun when we kick in Friday I'm in Love to wrap up the show.
There's a little for everybody.
Steve, tribute bands are huge right now. It's big business, and you guys have such a big following and an audience that loves you. But Tim does not live local here to the Metro Detroit area, and so that is a restriction for you guys. And people just, want to know the direction of this band. Will you keep it how you're doing it, or will you expand it? What is the future direction for the Recure?
We'd always like to be able to play more shows. It would just have to make sense. I mean, we might be able to go almost anywhere, but it'd be the timing and how we'd be able to do it. Financial consideration is a part of it, because everybody, we've got homes and bills to pay and all the usual stuff, but it's mostly about fun. So if there's a huge fun factor, anything can happen. It's just, if someone emails or contacts, we'll listen to anything, and we'll see if we can get it together, because we love doing it, and we'll keep doing it.
I'm holding this magazine right now, and there's a special article in there about tribute bands, and about specifically being in a tribute band, but being in a Cure tribute band. And there are 4 Cure tribute bands mentioned. You guys are mentioned in it specifically. Talk about this article and how this came to be.
Well, when Steve told me that we were going to be interviewed to be in this international magazine, I was just so thrilled. It's exactly as excited as I am every time we get to go play for a few hundred people. It's amazing that there's an audience for a tribute band, this kind of audience, and that it could warrant a magazine article like this. It's just so exciting. Steve, would you want to say something?
Well, when something like that happens, when the gentleman Wesley, thank you Wesley, contact you, like, right. And then when it says, they tell you it's 4 bands, and then you find out you're the only one in the States. Still, it was a year ago, and we're like, this is killer. This is fantastic. So that's why I wanted to talk about it again, because it's great. and they still have them for sale on an online service next to you.
Tim, this one's kind of a fun one for you, but I noticed, Robert Smith on tour this summer here in North America, that he has let his hair grow pretty much gray. He always was the jet black, the significance of the Spider-Man, and now he is letting it go gray. I personally, as a huge fan, would rather see him go back to the dark black hair. But what are your thoughts on him with the gray hair?
Well, I guess aside from aesthetics and cosmetics, I would say that I like it. I actually think it works as far as artistically. Robert Smith's image has always been part of his overall form of expression, and I think that that he's always toying with being super genuine, super letting it all hang out, and then at the same time being overly dramatic and all about showmanship. He sort of is playful with those two things. So I think that the gray hair, coupled with the makeup and everything that he's still doing, and the fact that he's obviously aging naturally, I think it works artistically. And also, I'll just add that when I just saw the Cure live this year for the first time, and I didn't really notice his hair. I noticed how amazing they still are, and maybe even more amazing than they've been at times. So
I want to thank Steve and Tim from the Recure for joining me today on Man in the Street. People, get your tickets for December 2nd. It's a Saturday at the Magic Bag in Ferndale, Michigan for the Recure's next show, and it's going to sell out quick. So get your tickets at the box office at the Magic Bag. And I'll see you next time on the next episode of Man on the Street. And also catch me on Village Radio, 7 to 9 Eastern and 4 to 6 Pacific, Monday through Friday. Take care, everybody. We'll see you next time.